everyone and respecting of human rights everywhere. Why don't you talk
That's
about
exactly
that?
what the tariffs are doing. That's why we implemented a progressive
The
tariff
tariffs
plan,
don't do
trying to be in the
that.
highest so they don't dictate everything that we consume.
Wait, the tariffs aren't only in place if the conditions are bad. If that was true, well then yeah, then you'd be incentivizing better
What
And that's
conditions
conditions.
are
exactly
bad?
what I said.
What conditions are you talking about?
W's in the chat for Kai Bear, who sent a $10 cash app. Guys, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Also, we got Parker up here. Can we show Parker some love? Guys, can we blow up Parker's gift? Also, his pay links are in his bio as well. Let's make sure we're
I gotta
gifting
find
Parker while he's up here.
my phone real quick. Give me a second.
Yeah, go ahead. Guys, while Parker's hanging out with us, make sure we take care of him as well. Make sure we hit Parker pay links. Make sure we're gifting Parker. Don't worry about gifting Shizzle.
We're good. What did he say in response to what I said?
Hey, no disrespect.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. One more
I
thing.
respect
Guys,
both of you
if
guys as
you,
humans.
I know there's people requesting up. We are only looking for Trump supporters. Only looking for Trump supporters. If you are not a Trump supporter, get out the box. If you are a Trump supporter, get in the box. This is Sparring with Santana. I got Parker in here. We're tag teaming. We're going to fatten up all this around your eye. I'm telling you, step in the ring, you will get swung on. Only looking for Trump supporters. Shizza, go ahead.
Hey, all I was saying is no disrespect, dude. I'm a human just like you guys. I respect you guys. So, I mean, I don't know why you need to show any disrespect, but.
What do you mean?
Oh, you're like, oh, just don't worry about Shiz here. But it's all good, dude.
Oh. Did you just get hurt by me saying?
No, I'm not hurt. I'm
people
just saying,
don't
no
gift you?
disrespect, man. That's all.
By saying don't be that way.
He has to run to a safe space now.
Oh my gosh, Sizzle, yes.
Dude, okay, you guys want to go at it? Let's go at it then.
Okay, you got it.
You know what I mean? You guys are the cult. 2 against 1. It's all good.
How is okay?
I'll be quiet.
All right.
I'll mute.
So let's talk about it. Why is it that you are so willing to follow the lead of a fascist wannabe dictator, someone who has been adjudicated for rape, someone who is a known racist, someone who literally is about to do nothing but make your life worse? Why are you so willing to throw away every piece of moral that you have to support this guy? What is it about Trump that makes you love him so much?
I pretty much just explained one of the reasons why, but yeah, just manufacturing dictatorship, dude. I don't think one country needs to make everything.
So the fact that you think that China is a quote unquote manufacturing dictator is enough for you to not only put the rights of tons of people in jeopardy, but also to put someone back in the White House who quite literally wants to crash the overall economy. That's enough for you because you hate China that much. That's what you're saying.
I mean, not necessarily that I hate them. It's just that I think we could be fair. And right now, I think they can literally use manufacturing as a power against us and say, you know what, we're going to stop and we're going to congest the port again. And we see what it did in 2020 during the pandemic.
Again, what happened the last time?
They use that as a power. And
what
that's
happened the last time that Trump got into a tariff war with China? Who suffered?
And that's what I'm saying, dude, is
but
we did.
Suffered?
But we did because because they congested the port. We couldn't get anything from them during the time. They literally dictated products coming into America. We couldn't get our stuff. Nobody could get their stuff.
We suffered because
we suffered, yes, because we used one country.
Because China was no longer importing from American farmers. We suffered because of the whole trade war. So you're telling me that the thing that caused so many local farmers to go out of business, which spiked the food prices that everybody's talking about because everybody wants their dollar eggs again. But the person that put these tariffs in place across the board that caused so many issues, you want them to do it again, but on a universal scale. And that sounds good to you.
I think it needs to happen so we can distribute manufacturing, get these other companies out of China so we can utilize Mexico, and it'll be great. I think it will affect America temporarily until these companies exit China. I think a lot of companies were scared at the time to exit China.
All right, no. You keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. China, it's China. China's the boogeyman.
Literally, that is his scapegoat.
Yeah, Parker, you got a few minutes, or how long you?
I probably have like a bit longer.
Okay.
I don't have my main account back until like 5 o'clock tonight because I got banned for a day on my main.
Oh, they're always getting you. Guys, tap the screen. Let's go ahead and get this thing up to 300,000 likes. If you are a Trump supporter, hop in the box. If you are not a Trump supporter, get out of the box. We are only looking for Trump supporters. This is Sparring with Santana. I got my guy Parker here, and we are boxing. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24. And also, please don't forget about Parker. Make sure we're taking care of Parker. Make sure we're blowing up his gifts. Make sure we're dropping different amounts in his pay links just to say thank you. You can also send a nice message and he'll read the message off as well. So make sure we're doing that. This person has the bars. Is it CB? How do you say your username?
CBU.
Say it again.
CBU.
CBU. Okay, CBU. Do you support Donald Trump?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get you out
I know
here. I
you said
appreciate you. Listen, guys, we are only looking for Trump supporters. If you did not vote for Trump, hop out of the box. We are only looking for Trump supporters. This is Sparring with Santana. This is not Late Nights with Santana. We are looking for debates. If you are someone who disagrees with this background and you want to tell us why Donald Trump is not a national security threat, or if you even want to just enlighten us and tell us why Donald Trump is going to be better for the United States than what we actually think, go ahead and request up. Kenfit,
Hey.
are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Okay, hold on one second. Period. I don't know what your username is. Are you a Trump supporter? Or you're a teacup as well now? All right, Kenfit, tell me why you support Trump and how is he not a national security threat?
The reason that I support Trump, and I thought your tariff arguments were pretty interesting. I don't want to go circle back unless we want to, but I know people get tired of talking about tariffs. The reason I support him, I think that he is basically an absolute threat to status quo. Absolutely. So is he a threat to national security? That would be basically the premise that our security is at threat. I don't believe that it is. I think we're one of the strongest nations. We'll remain one of the strongest nations. I think he will absolutely shake things up. Everybody's not going to like what he does. But at the end of the day, no, he is not a national threat to our security. Absolutely not.
Would you consider someone trying to come into the country who's been held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, say tried to overturn the results of an election, right? Like specifically, like, do you think that person, you would think that like they're a national security threat to the country?
A national security
As far as that you
threat?
wouldn't let them in the country?
You just said, would they be a national security threat? No, they wouldn't be a national security threat. Should they be in the country? Probably not. No, we wouldn't allow them in. No.
Okay, so what do you mean by national security threat?
What do you mean by that?
Thank you,
When I read it, and you're saying, is he a threat to our national security? National security is just what that sounds like. It sounds like security threat to our national, basically who we are fundamentally.
Yeah,
That's the United
and you would
States.
say like a country that allows for, say, violent offenders to get into the country, right? That would be a threat to our country. Carbon, thank you so much for the galaxy.
To our everyday citizens, absolutely.
Yeah,
It would
okay,
be
so that's
somebody
that's
who's-
all we're saying. That's all we're saying.
Okay, so is Donald Trump a threat to an everyday citizen? No, no, I don't
Yes.
believe that. No.
Quite
Yeah, yes.
literally, he is. I mean, just think about it, right?
Yeah, I'm
On
listening.
multiple levels. We can take it as simple as him wanting to eliminate the Department of Education, right?
Okay.
Or we can take a look at him trying to actually put someone who is being investigated for SA in charge of the Justice Department. Or we can take a look at him who quite literally putting someone in charge of DNI who is considered to be compromised by other nations in Tulsi Gabbard. Like, all of these things are threatening on a high level and an individual level. So
Let's take these
I'm
two
not.
things one at a time. So eliminating the Department of Education. So I would only ask you right now, do you like and do you agree with and do you feel that the Department of Education is performing at the highest level that it should be?
You could say it's not. That doesn't mean we should abolish it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And here's what my thing is. And again, we can agree to disagree, but the Department of Education isn't going to get abolished. That, I mean, again, did he say he
But
was
that's
going
what he's
to?
advocating for.
I understand that.
So
And
wait,
if
wait,
he's
wait,
able
wait.
to shake it
Hold on,
up,
hold on,
wait,
hold on.
let's
So
just, okay,
Kenfit,
go
so
ahead.
should we
Go
just
ahead.
not believe the stuff that Trump says then?
No, I think we should believe it.
Okay, then if we should
I think
believe
that
it,
the
then he's
Department
going
of
to abolish
Education.
the Department of Education.
Okay, do you believe that the Department of Education in this year, and believing everything that he says, do you believe that the Department of Education, I'm asking you personally, your opinion, do you believe Department of Education is going anywhere?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
You think it's going to be abolished?
Yes,
I mean, think of it
just
$10.
like
Okay. Okay, that's
no
fair.
no no just like the Republican Party and the Heritage Foundation had a targeted attack on
Okay.
Roe and got Roe overturned. They have the same systematic plan in place to actually dismantle the Department of Education. I don't know if you've read Project 2025, but I have, and it's detailed in Project 2025.
Yeah, I didn't read all 900 pages. I was more or less, I went through highlights, what people were basically.
No, you should go read it. They literally talk about how they're going to do it.
Okay. So here's my thing. And again, we can agree to disagree. I don't believe that it's going anywhere. But if you believe, let's take the worst case scenario and it does end up being abolished. I believe that we are going to end up, because the funding, just because the Department of Education isn't there, because there is funding to states and to schools before and after. What the Department of Education did was set a standard in the 70s to help advocate for where funding was going. It became more bureaucratic. We had these issues. Now we have No Child Left Behind, and we are falling behind in education in the United States, and it is worse and worse every year.
So why not fund them more and give them what they
Because
need?
it doesn't
Listen,
work. You keep throwing money at something, it doesn't work. It's status quo.
Kenfit.
No, wait. You're saying that there's no process in which we can make outcomes better with
We
the use
can.
of the Department of Education.
We can. No, and I
That's
think
not
that's what's
that's
going
not
to
a claim
happen.
that you can justify. You
I
can't just say
believe-
what you're doing right now is a correlation causation fallacy. You're saying because two things are associated, that the lower levels of educational success, right, and the increase in time, right, is associated with the Department of Education. That doesn't mean that it's caused by the Department of Education. So what particular analysis do you have that indicates that it's specifically because of the Department of Education?
It doesn't. But
hold
the
on a second,
correlation
Kenfit.
is so
Kenfit,
important.
Kenfit,
Go ahead,
hold on
go
a
ahead.
second.
Go ahead.
Parker, hey, I gave you mod access. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick.
For sure, go for it.
So we don't have to argue that it is directly affecting education, but the correlation is absolutely important, because when the Department of Education was enacted, it actually helped education. So the correlation is important, because if it helps and it doesn't help, then we have to figure out. And again, if Trump wasn't here,
How are you evaluating that helped or didn't help?
Well, at a certain point in the 70s, okay, let's go to that point. In the 70s, was the Department of Education needed? Was it
I would
needed?
say that the Department of Education is needed throughout the entirety of the history
Okay.
of this country. Like, of course, I
Why?
would want a Department of Education because
Why?
I want to ensure federal standards, right, for education in this country. I think that education is necessary for us to have a functioning democracy, and I think that because of the lack of education, because we're not willing to fund these particular mechanisms in the manner in which it is, and we're not willing to give the rights to students, federally speaking, to the degree that I think it is necessary, we have a lack of education in this country that is crippling our democracy. Right? That's why people believe in rampant misinformation.
But you're advocating for a federal mandate, whereas even there is always going to be a higher performance at the state level, again, at the city level and whatnot. The federal mandates, again, correlation or not, aren't going to dictate whether it's there or not is not going to dictate the performance, because the performance has constantly gone lower and lower. So again, with or without, if I take your argument at base value and say there is no Department of Education, that doesn't mean there's not going to be any funding. However, if let's even take it to that level and say, then there's going to be no funding, which I can't imagine why we would even argue that.
There's no federal protections for funding for equal access to students. Right? Like, for example, how are you going to ensure that states around the entire United States protect disability rights?
The same way that we ensure pretty much everything, there's always and always has been.
How you ensure everything federally? That's how we ensure it.
No, but
so when you say, oh, we're just going to ensure it how we typically do, well, the way in which we're trying to ensure it is how you're trying to dismantle.
Hold on. Most of the assurance of anything that we do is usually private, third party, and basically people that are fundamentally interested. In fact, you're going to get more resolution through people that are directly affected and people that are in those states, in those cities that are boots on the ground. Most of everything when it comes to watchdogs, government watchdogs, people watching government, because government gets so lax, so bureaucratic that we do end up not being able to change course and change direction. In fact, you hear teachers all the time saying, well, I'm forced to teach this. I have to teach this lesson. I don't get to go in and drive. The books are the scholastic books are basically funded. You have to buy certain books because it's corporate, unless you get to the college level and that college teacher says, hey, you're going to buy this book. You're going to buy my book. But at the federal government level, they are locked into books and what do we say? The standards, the No Child Left Behind at this point, which I don't know if you're arguing is a good idea, but clearly it isn't.
Hey, question for you,
Sure.
Ken Fit. What does the Department of Education do?
They basically set the federal standard of education and they make sure that they dictate funding going through to the states and where that funding is going equilaterally. So they want to make sure that everybody's getting their fair share of funds, regardless of blue state, red state, you're going to get funds.
And why is it important to make sure funds are allocated appropriately? And even more so, why is it important to set a standard across the board?
So it's two different questions, but the funds have to go state to state because you have some states that will be underfunded because most of the funds at the state level are going to come from a state tax. So the problem is that some states don't raise the same levels of revenue when you have a city like or any city or state like California, which basically has a volume of people that do trade within that city at different levels. They have such a compact level of infrastructure and money flowing through it. Of course, then you have a red state that grows nothing but cash crops like with acres of land and no hubs of business, you're not going to raise the same amount of money. So, of course, the United States is going to subsidize the states that are agricultural with lower funding to those states that are hubs of business, of revenue, of tourists. So you got to have these blue states that are going to overfund agricultural states that supply your corn, your wheat, your milk, your beef.
Which is federally regulated, right? I
Wait,
mean,
you're arguing that
done.
it's oversupplied, so you're saying the prices are too low?
What are we talking? Wait, the prices are too low to what?
I'm saying for those agricultural products.
No, I'm saying that states don't generate enough revenue to fund the school systems. I'm saying that if you don't have a hub of revenue coming in the
Wait,
sense
are you
of
saying the federal mandate for how much money they need, right, isn't met by those particular states because they have worse economies?
Thank you, Johnny.
Is it a worse economy? I don't think it's a worse economy. It's the inability to raise the amount because again, if you have an apartment building, that has 100 people in it. You have right there, you have put 100 people in a very small area, and 100 would be small for an apartment building or in a complex. But then you have maybe one landowner that has 50 acres. Again, I'm just throwing arbitrary numbers out there. You have one farm landowner versus what I would say 100 people that are working and being taxed. And then shopping at your local stores, doing all the commerce and trade, going in, interchanging, basically the ability to raise funds through taxes and commerce. When you go through a one-road town, an okey doke, you're not going to have them all. I mean, it's going to be their local stores. So they can't by default, they can't raise the same amount. State like property taxes, all of that is not going to raise the same amount as your small town in a blue city. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, I don't want to fund it based on property taxes. So are you saying that the mechanism that we fund, like schools, we need to fund it through like federal? Well, I don't have an issue with that. That's how I would actually prefer.
The DOD basically regulates the monies that go to all the underfunded areas. You asked me if they're a worse economy.
Can you answer my question specifically? Like, do you disagree with the mechanism in which they fund, right, the Department of Education, or do you disagree with the Department of Education in of itself?
I don't even disagree with the Department of Education. So what I said, and what we said I was going to argue on was I don't think the Department of Education is going to be completely abolished. Do I think it's going to get shaken up? Absolutely. Am I for that? I am absolutely for that. And this is the only way that it was going to be addressed. Otherwise, if we would have got anything else, Department of Education would have run status quo. It is up for call. It is up under
So
scrutiny. And now, because it is
So
being scrutinized.
hey,
Go ahead.
Ken
Yeah,
Fit.
I'm
So
listening.
I'm confused, right? You're taking the stance that it's not going to be completely eliminated,
Yeah, I
which
don't believe
again,
that. I
Donald
don't believe
Trump and everyone else has said this. You're taking the stance that it's going to be quote unquote shooken up.
Yes.
What's the premise for that? Like why are you confident in that instead of what
Um,
everyone else has been saying that they're going to do, and they're putting the people in the place that actually execute this? What makes you so sure that it's
Because
going to be just quote unquote shooken up versus actually dismantled or getting rid of and sent back to the states, which they keep yelling about?
Right. Because what I've watched and what I've seen, and I've debated the Department of Education idea, and I've looked for what actually has been said about it, and he has gone to a point of extremity where he's like, yeah, get rid of the Department of Education, down to a talking point where he was like, he would like to extremely downsize it and make it do something else, in the sense where it doesn't have nearly the power. Or
No, he literally said that he wants to abolish it. I don't know why you're trying to
no, I
rewrite
know.
history.
And he has also been on talk shows and said that he would bring it down to like 3 or 4 people in the thing. Do I think he's going to be able to go that far? No, but I think
He said that he wants to abolish it and send it back to the states.
And if you hear me, he has also said in the same breath that he's going to make it smaller, because you've had people on the other side asking him, well, you know what? People are up in arms about Department of Education. I don't know if it was Fox and Friends or whatever, but I literally watched him say and backtrack on it. Like, you know what I want to do, or what I'm going to try and gear towards, because they gave him pushback on it too. Like, do you really think you're going to get rid of it? Do you really think? And I don't remember what exact interview was, but I went and looked for the information, and I've heard all of it, from the extreme of getting rid of it down to the other side. And when I said it's the same idea for me, Department of Education and addressing it is almost congruent to like, I'm going to build the wall and have Mexico pay for it, literally. So I'm like, again, Donald Trump isn't the best, and everybody just like, oh, I love Donald Trump, I love what he does. But the idea that the wall was being built, regardless of funds, whether you agree with it or not, I agree with it. Was Mexico ever going to pay for it? I knew that. I mean, for me, I'm a sane person. I'm like, how is he going to get Mexico to pay for that? That doesn't make any sense to me. But you know what? It is getting done.
Yeah, literally, he's done multiple things, and he's made it a platform basis as far as completely getting rid of the Department of Education, sending it back to the states. But he's also taken multiple approaches and stands, even after he became president-elect, of saying that not only is he going to get rid of the Department of Education, but he's going to penalize those colleges and universities that have any instance of DEI in their curriculum. Meaning that they have to completely remove that, which is going to disproportionately affect HBCUs, right? Because for HBCUs, it's just not a curriculum. It's a part of who they are as a college or institution. So he is systematically working on demolishing the education system. And for you to say that you think it's a shakeup versus a complete removal, I don't understand that. I literally don't understand that, because he's telling us what he's going to do. He's taking actions to do it. He appointed Linda McMahon as the head of the Department of Education. What qualifications does she have? Linda McMahon. Now, I know a little bit more about Linda McMahon than other people, because, I'm a wrestling fan, right?
All of these things. Again, if we go back to the business mind, and I understand a lot of times people want great jobs. They want to basically focus on income that they make. They're getting paid. But the entrepreneur, when you're talking...
By the way, that's not true. It's actually 18 to 20% of goods imported to the United States. But if it were 80% of the goods imported to the United States, you understand, if you completely cut off goods coming from China, you would cause literally depression.
Okay, so perfect. So it's
We've
not as
already
high.
went into that.
It's not as high as what...
Hold on, Shiz. W's in the chat for Kaylin, who sent a $5 Cash App. Thank you so much. Guys, yeah, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to actually support the live and also get a message across. Guys, I haven't heard Parker say thank you yet. Right? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys are just like slacking or holding out or whatever, but guys, take care of my guy Parker. He is hanging out with
two
us, and he
people I
doesn't
can
have
say
to
thank
be
you
here.
to. Kayla, thank you so much for the $2.22, and Raymond, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys, Come on now. Like, hey, hold on. Listen, 1 second, Parker. Parker, just 1 second. Guys, don't embarrass me in front of Parker. Dude, chat. I know you guys hear me. Do not embarrass me in front of company. Take care of Parker.
You're not being embarrassed, I promise you.
No. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead, Ken Fit.
So bringing the dependency down to much lower numbers, like 20%, is all the better. Now, I understand that tariffs and trade war is going to have an effect both on us domestically and on them. It is war. That is economic warfare when you step up and you decide that you're going to put those people. So again, Trump is a national security or, a national security threat to the everyday consumer who gets to choose, because what I look at a tariff as discretionary spending. We are a consumer nation. So whether or not you're going to buy that washer or dryer brand new from Best Buy, or you're going to go on Facebook Marketplace, or you're going to keep yours a couple of more years through a war of discretionary spending, is totally your choice. If you don't want to pay the tariff, if you don't want to put your money towards the taxes that can be raised because you don't have that type of disposable income, then you look for other ways to support that war, that economic war. Can you say war? I don't know if you can say that on here.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So again, discretionary spending, buying the big TV that's Sanyo or Samsung, again, because a product's not made in America, again, and that it may not drive towards that way. But a lot of people look at the tariffs last year and the GDP dropped. It was about 10% to approximate, I think it's 0.1 to 0.3 is basically what the effect was on the GDP. 0.1 to 0.3, which is what I would say noticeable. But when you look at it, you look at the other side, China did get that run a casualty as well. And there were concessions.
By the way, Ken, I just want to let you know, 0.1, 0.3%, even if that were the percentage that you're referencing just for those tariffs, that would heavily outclass the level in which you would get from, like, say, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, because it only added 0.04% to the annual GDP, which is around $10 billion.
But it wasn't, because the energy costs started to go out low. So there's a dynamic. It's not just direct. It's not just this for that. So you have energy costs, you have concessions, and again, the farmers.
Yeah, it actually is, because in the budget speaking, he's replacing Tax Cuts and Jobs Act with tariffs.
Right. He was justifying, which added to the national debt. And again, everybody has different levels. We're a debt-ridden nation. We sell out all of our futures at the current rate. It has to be changed anyways. That's a whole nother conversation. But ideally, again, you're saying that it's literally A for B or tick for tack. There are far more ideas.
That's how our revenue system works. I'm sorry, if you spend, you've got to make up that spending, right? This is what conservatives have been saying to Democrats for how long? But now when Democrats are the ones saying it to Republicans are like, oh, we can just spend how much ever we want. It's we're just going to add to the debt.
But you see, again,
who are the spenders now?
I can
Ariel, I appreciate the $5. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for the $10. Kaylee with the
argument.
$5. To Susanna, thank you for the $10. And Abby, thank you for the $5. Thank you, y'all.
Guys, keep it going. Keep it going.
We can concede that argument, but me being more, again, non-party or non-partisan, I'm.
Oh.
Somebody's trying to call me. Neither party really holds true to that. The idea is where it's basically more fundamentally which way you want to go, because Republicans would preach all day smaller government, but do they truly believe that? No, they want government out of their business, but government is business. It is. And the problem has been that it's been status quo for so long. What's that?
Can you define business?
As far as business, straightforward, it would be like revenue generating, operations. I don't know.
It's for profit, right?
For profit.
Okay, so the government doesn't do it for profit.
No, they don't, and they shouldn't. But what I'm saying, and maybe it's the wrong word to use. Yeah. Okay, but what I'm saying though is I'm saying they run business as usual. I'm just using the words. If it's not again, I want to argue or debate this on a fairness. I'm not saying that the government is business, but they do business as usual. That's what they do. They come in and they run business as usual, regardless of what political side of the aisle you support. And again, everybody wants this a level of a revolution in a sense. And the only thing, because when Donald Trump came in back in 16 into his presidency,
we're kind of just yapping, bro.
I feel like that's what we're getting as well. Elizabeth,
Yeah.
thank you for the $10. Michelle, thank you for the $5.
I'm
I'm
not. I'm
backpedaling
just.
now.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just like I really. I don't know. I don't know where we're going right now. To be honest with you.
Well, we shifted to tariffs, and I basically started an argument, but or a debate. But where do you want to go? Because, like I said, we're again, I don't have a dog in the fight. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, Trump is the greatest. I don't think a lot of people come up here. But when you, again, I can articulate what my argument is. So when you came on and you were like, do you support 1,000,000% tariffs? That is just such a dishonest argument. Like, come on. Like, we're here to debate something.
Yeah, no,
Did
listen,
I
I
say that to you?
appreciate you.
No, but
Yeah, I
that's what I'm saying.
appreciate you,
What's the
Ken.
Okay.
point?
Well, I was arguing to them because I'm trying to see where do they draw the line.
Okay.
Like what tariff is too much, and what are the reasons why they think the tariff is too much? Because then maybe those same reasons would be applicable to a lower tariff.
But the idea, but we were even in here earlier, and Santana, you said that tariffs around the country, around the world, tariffs are standard practice to protect industries, to
Not
protect
not at that
home
particular level, and
industry.
that doesn't mean it's a good practice. Economists agree that it's bad
Okay.
for the
Okay.
economy.
I love the
Haley, thank you so
economist.
much for the $5.
I
Michelle,
love
thank you
the
for the
economist
$10
argument
or the
because
$5.
all of a sudden everybody's putting their backbone into an economist. Economists couldn't predict
Oh
2008.
my God, that's so cringe. So
Okay.
are you saying you don't take into account economists?
No, you should take in an economist, but an
Okay,
economist
okay. So
is
then
like a
why are you
Monday.
acting like okay? Why are you
Go
acting
ahead.
like because
Go
they
ahead.
couldn't project a recession, which plenty did, right? Just because they couldn't project a recession means that it is the case that like economists aren't reliable. That's a ridiculous mechanism.
It isn't that, but there are economists that will argue on the other side of it. You can find people
What
that are going to
economist? Name
argue
one
as an
economist that's
economist.
pro
I'm
tariff.
not going to, I can't name any. But the fact,
Exactly.
Well, then why would you say it?
because what you guys read one quote and you're like, oh, well, 12 worldwide renowned economists say
I
this.
never even said
Okay.
that. I literally just said basically every economist agrees with me here.
No, they don't. No, every
Name me
economist
one.
does
You
not
can. I'll
agree
give
with
you
you.
time. I'll give you time to go look it up.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on.
Taylor,
Every
thank you so much for
economist
the,
agrees with you.
yeah,
Yeah,
almost every single one. Yes.
yeah.
That much.
Ribby, are you a Trump supporter? Do you disagree with the background?
Oh,
It's not.
Kayla, thank you so much for the $3 because Santana said so. Sarah, thank you for the $20 so Santana isn't embarrassed anymore. And Danielle, thank you so much for the $10 for thank you for all you do. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey guys, keep tapping the screen, share the live out. If you're a Trump supporter, go ahead and request up. We'll keep it going. Wrote by Jar. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay, and you disagree with the background?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and are you in a hallway or in a bathroom or a submarine or?
I'm just in an empty office.
Oh, okay, all right, perfect. Tell me why. What do you
Oh
like
no,
about
I mean,
Trump?
I saw your thing that said Trump is a national security threat, yet you haven't gave any factual evidence on that he is.
Yeah, no. Literally, Trump is a national security threat in the sense of the way that he is putting people in place that will dismantle our way of government. I can give the example specifically with him
Right, but you
wanting to
can tell me
bypass.
things.
Yeah,
You can
you gonna
tell
let
me
me finish?
things
You
that
gonna let
he
me
would
finish?
do.
You gonna let me finish?
Sure, I mean,
Appreciate
it's
it.
not an
All right.
argument,
So I'm
so
gonna
I
go
would
ahead and
hate for you to
finish.
waste your
Yeah. So
breath.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish.
Go ahead.
So what I
Yeah.
was saying is the way that he wants to bypass FBI background checks on his clearance, the way he wants to do a recess appointments to get people forced through to get appointed to his cabinet, so they don't have to go through the normal checks and balances to make sure that there's no actual issues, and then the people that he's actually selecting to appoint, like Tulsi Gabbard, who is someone that is considered to be compromised with the different types of stands and different nations that she supports.
All right, I just heard a lot of mumbling, dude. So anyway, just like what I was saying, that doesn't actually give an argument to why he is a national security
Well,
threat. All
hey,
you said
listen,
is things that
were you
you said
listening, or were you
ideas. You
just
haven't
waiting
said
for the
anything
chance to
that
run
he's
your mouth
done.
again? Because if you would have actually stopped and listened, you would have heard what I said. But you were so busy on trying to actually jump in and get your word, and I'm assuming that you didn't hear anything that I
I
said.
don't
So if
think
you
you
heard
knew
a
what I
bunch of
was doing
mumbling,
the same way that you don't know.
if you heard a bunch of mumbling, that's because you were sitting ready trying to get in on the conversation without actually listening. So would you like for me to repeat it since you heard a quote unquote bunch of mumbling?
No, I heard everything you said, but it was
All
just
right,
an
so
idea. You were just saying
then tell me
ideas.
Then
You weren't
explain to
saying
me
anything
why.
Trump did.
Then explain to me why everything that I just said is actually not the case.
Okay, can you prove anything that you said?
Yeah, literally,
Do
Trump
it.
has Trump has put in a motion. He's called for a recess motion, which has been shot down. He's literally appointed Tulsi Gabbard,
Okay.
which has she's perpetuated Russia propaganda and China propaganda. He literally has tried to hire a third party company to complete background checks and saying that he does not want to have the FBI complete the background checks. All of that is factual and provable.
Okay. Do you know what a recess appointment is?
Yes, I know what a recess
What
appointment
is
is.
it? What is it? Don't look it up. Tell me right now.
My guy, first and foremost, this is my life.
Very easy.
I literally just gave you the example.
You're saying stuff you don't even know what you're talking about.
Hey, okay. You told me that everything that I said was a bunch of mumble. So I'm telling you to tell me why that is. So explain yourself.
Okay, I'm literally going off of something that you claimed. You claimed that
Yeah,
there was a
okay.
recess.
Speak to the points.
What's a recess appointment? I'm asking you.
A recess appointment is an appointment where you can bypass the normal confirmation process that is held by the Senate.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's an appointment that happens when the position is held open for a certain amount of time. Yes.
Parker, do you want to help him out here? Because that's not what a recess appointment is.
Do you want to respond to him, or
I mean, I've already told you that. I've already told you that you're wrong.
Dude, I'm still waiting for you to actually respond to anything that I said.
Oh, so are you wanting me to tell you what it is?
I'm waiting for you to respond to the things the reasons that I listed that Donald Trump is a national security threat. I named multiple reasons why he's a national security threat. You said, nuh-uh. And I said, okay, tell me why, nuh-uh. And you respond with asking questions. So I'm saying, tell me why the things that I said about him being a national security threat is wrong.
But you haven't said, okay, you said that he appointed Tulsi Gabbard. How does that make him a national security threat because he appointed somebody?
maybe you just need to define what national security threat is. What is a national security threat to you, Jared?
I would say something that would be that threatens our national security, as in like it could be anything from mass laws being changed where
No, I'm not asking for an example. I'm asking like what's a definition I could apply to certain examples.
we could say that if Russia launched a missile, that would be a national security threat.
I'm not asking for an example. I'm asking what's a definition I can apply to examples.
I would say, yeah, I mean, just basically something that threatens our national security, like whether it be through intelligence, whether it be through.
Yeah. So when I ask you what a national security threat is, and you tell me it's something that threatens our national security, you realize that doesn't tell me anything. You're just saying national security threat in a different way. I'm sorry, bro. Can you please tell me what a national security threat is to you? Because you're saying that you don't see this as a national security threat. So what is a national security threat to you?
I would say it's anything that would destabilize our defense,
Wow.
Intelligence
or defense of the states. Yeah, things like
or
that.
maybe
Yeah,
like our
intelligence could be
democracy,
one.
or like our democracy.
Like if intelligence was leaked, then yeah, that would definitely be a national security
Oh,
threat.
intelligence was leaked. Okay, so like Trump, like literally showing people classified documents.
When,
I showed it to him just because I like him very much. He's such a great guy, incredible guy.
when did he do that? Because you're just saying words. You're not actually like backing up what you're saying.
Oh, do you want me to show you the core documents that are currently on appeal right now, specifically that indicate that? Right, that are being brought.
Why are they
up
on appeal?
Because he's president, right? You understand that he's going to be president.
He's
right?
presidential
elect. So a lot of these things aren't being looked at.
Joe
Right?
Biden's
Also, the
the
person
president.
that oversaw the case originally was a Trump appointee. Right? This has jurisdiction because he literally was caught on audio recording bragging about the fact that he was moving it out of areas so that they couldn't see it. He was showing people when he would have classified it if he could have. You could literally look up Trump. I would have declassified it if I could have.
Yeah.
Right? This is something that was talked about very vastly, but for some reason, people on the right don't even want to acknowledge. Now, that's a national security threat to you, let alone the fact that he's held civilly liable of sexual abuse. He tried to coup the country by sending false slates of electors to electoral college to cast Trump votes when he didn't win. He doesn't believe climate change is caused by humans, thinks the climate's going to start cooling and that science just doesn't know it yet. He advocated for nuking hurricanes. You're telling me this guy's not a threat to our national security?
Okay, so do you think that people who are in positions of power or people who have a mass influence over people who've done bad things like that shouldn't have that same should not be in that same position anymore?
What? Say that again. Can you clarify the question?
So basically, for people who have a mass influence, such as Donald Trump, right? And they have a platform, basically, and they've done bad things, like you're saying in the past. Do you believe that they should no longer have a platform?
It's not just doing bad things. It's specifically like excessively bad things.
Right. So like grape or like SA, or like, let's say that they were sending pictures of like minors online. Do you think that they should still have a platform?
Sending pictures of minors online?
Sending like pictures, like inappropriate pictures and stuff.
Yeah, like any of those things, yeah.
Okay, or like people that, okay, well, that's crazy because you actually platformed like 3 debaters on TikTok that were caught in a Discord group that were like sending pictures and talking to minors and things like that. You platformed them.
Who?
Hey,
The whole Baby Bop stuff, dude. You don't remember that? You platformed
Okay,
them.
well,
Jared.
I don't engage with them.
hey, Jared.
But you platformed them, right?
Was this
Without
an opportunity
knowledge?
for you to-
So-
Without knowledge?
Hold on. I have a question.
Banned?
Oh, yeah, he got banned.
That's crazy. What for? What for?
I don't know. It just like completely banned him. It didn't give a reason.
The TikTok gods are on our side. They're like,
like
this
just
guy's
struck
so
him down.
annoying.
My question was about to be like, fuck it. Whatever. It's not worth it. Guys, W's in the chat for Phil. Phil sent a $5 donation. Said that dude is saying that there's economists on the other side, and no one is better in the argument of saying that. Yeah, listen, he literally pulled out the both sides argument with it. W's in the chat for Gail, who sent a $20 donation on Cash App. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of my pay links are in the bio. Santana Speaks 24, best way to support the live. Please don't forget about Parker, because he is hanging out. Also, Parker, I don't think I told you this, but I shared it with the chat, so I'll share it with you. I'm getting married this weekend.
Oh, that's
Right?
incredible to hear. Let's fucking go. Yo, can we get some W's for Santana in the comment section right now? Yo.
Yeah.
W for them getting married. That's fucking incredible to hear. I'm so happy for you. That is incredible. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that. Are you excited?
I am. I'm super excited. The missus is a little nervous, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So
Yes, keep us all updated. That's incredible. It's a huge fucking milestone in your life, in your relationship, etc.
absolutely. Ken Fit, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
The argument that you guys have is that tariffs are going to lead to a recession, depression. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen the first round, and the Biden administration kept tariffs and even increased tariffs. The universal tariff.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I address?
Yeah, go ahead.
When we're talking about that, we were saying the 1,000,000% tariff.
Sure.
Yeah, that totally would. You can't just do that. If you said that again, what he was saying, that it was 80% of goods that are imported to the United States.
Say it again.
He said that it was 80% of goods coming to the United States. If you did a 1,000,000% tariff on 80% of the goods that are coming to the United States, you would have a recession or a depression. Absolutely.
It's not going to happen, though. That's not what we're doing. All we're going to do.
I never said that's what you were doing. I was just characterizing the last person that I was responding to. That you were freaking out over the way that I was referring to.
No. Well,
Now, we could absolutely see a recession from 20% universal tariffs and 60 to 100% on China. It's, like accompanied with mass deportation. Absolutely, that would definitely spew a recession.
So that's what you feel like the tariffs are going to lead to recession. Is that the argument? It's going to happen.
The tariffs and mass deportation will absolutely lead to a recession if implemented together.
That is the hill that you are standing on and arguing, and that is the hill, the opposite hill that I'm standing on. And that's why I voted the way I did, and the way you voted was like, I don't want this to be a possibility. I don't think it's going to be a possibility. So again, the argument is your perspective, you listening to the economists and saying the mass deportation and the universal tariffs is going to lead us into recession. Apparently, most of the populace, whether they understand tariffs or not, do not agree with that. And again, you can come back and say, "I told you so," but the argument right now is strictly theory.
Wait,
That's all it
I'm
is.
sorry. It's strictly you really, dude.
Yeah,
We know
yeah,
what
because
we know what the empirical effect is of tariffs. And
No.
again, it's not just economists. I also have a degree in economics. I understand how tariffs work. So if your response is people in society you don't understand what tariffs are better or more reliable than PhD economists, I'm sorry, you're fucking delusional. That is
No,
insane.
because-
That is the most insane fucking argument ever. You guys
That's
deny
what you're
science,
saying.
you deny intellectualism, right? This is just
Oh.
anti-intellectualism at its very core.
There you go. So I'm uneducated.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
a
said
because
this
a
is
doctorate-
this is
Listen, because the
anti-intellectualism. To
doctorate
put
told
what
me that
random people
I'm going to
believe
go-
over
I'm going to go
economists
into
on
recession.
economics is
Yes,
anti-intellectual.
yes.
Yes.
Because the intellectual told me that we are going to go through recession because somebody's paying more for the
No,
refrigerators.
because I understand how
They're
tariffs
paying
as well,
more
so
for
I can
their
qualify that to be
TVs,
true.
and the undiscretionary spending that is where money is flowing isn't going to be
Ken,
there.
what is a tariff?
A tariff is a tax on imported goods.
Okay, do taxes on imported goods get passed on to the consumer?
They do get passed on to the
They
consumer.
do get passed on to the consumer, so it reduces imports into the United States. Do you agree?
It does.
That disincentivizes trade with the United States. Does that devalue the U.S. dollar?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
Look
does.
up.
If
No,
you
it doesn't.
if you are less incentivized,
it does not.
no,
Do
listen.
not tell people it devalues the dollar.
I can explain why.
Sure, go ahead.
Because
Yeah.
if you disincentivize trade with the United States, it lowers demand on the U.S. dollar.
Do you realize, look it up, the dollar went with more inflow during the tariffs, and it's not even directly it's definitely not because of tariffs, but our dollar is the strongest currency in the world. We trade through the petrodollar oil. We have one of the strongest stock markets. We have one of
And that doesn't mean you don't want to devalue it.
So listen, the dollar didn't devalue because of tariffs.
No,
So
we're
stop.
talking about 10 to 20% universal tariffs, 60 to 100% on China. Do you understand what you're talking about here?
Do you understand?
I'm not saying
Again,
super hyper specific tariffs. I'm saying universal tariffs and entire
devalue
tariffs
the
on
dollar.
countries.
So how much with all of your economic degree and everything, how much of the dollar is going to be devalued?
I would have to look at like
there you go.
I would have to look at like the analyses.
So on a dollar,
I
how
wouldn't
much
be
are we
able to
gonna
I
lose
wouldn't be
on
able to
that?
qualify the exact percentage.
Right, but give me just throw an arbitrary number out there.
I don't know an arbitrary number. I wouldn't just
why
like
is it
make
okay
a
to-
knowledge claim like that.
Cents,
But
50 cents.
wait. Why is it okay to throw around arbitrary numbers? Like, why
It
is that
isn't.
acceptable?
But what I'm saying is the argument that it devalues the dollar. So a dollar is not going to be worth a dollar because of universal tariffs. That means that a dollar is now going to be worth 99 cents, 98 cents, 97 cents. What's it going to be worth? What are we talking about?
Okay.
Yeah.
Energy prices are focused on going down.
So Ken,
Go ahead.
If you're going to dispute what I'm saying, because I cannot give you the exact percent that it
No.
would be devalued,
I don't
that
need
is
an exact
fucking
percent.
insane. That's what
I
you just
don't
asked
need an
for.
exact
You
percent.
just asked for an exact percent.
Literally.
I said throw an arbitrary number out there.
That you see what I mean? That's an exact percent, dumbass.
That's
but
exact.
you're asking for a specific number
Your
based
argument is
off
like
of
it's fear
without being
mongering.
able
Oh,
to
my
actually.
dollar's going to be worth a lot less.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
it's
said-
I said it
hold
would
on
be
one
worth
second.
less. That's
Hold on a
true.
second.
economic warfare.
Ken Fit, hold
It's
on.
true. It's factual information. I'm
We
sorry
have
you're mad.
shrinkflation. We have shrinkflation.
Okay, hold on, because like you're spiraling. Let's take a catch your breath. Slow down. W's in the chat for Sarah. Sarah, thank you for the $20 saying congratulations. Thank you. W's in the chat for Thomas, who says best wishes on the beginnings of the rest of your life. Listen, it's about to be a good life. I mean, for me, my fiance, I don't know how she's gonna deal with it, but I'm gonna have fun. And W's in the chat for Arin, who sent a $15 donation, said, "We love you, Santana. Thank you for always owning MAGA." Thank you so much, guys. Massive, massive, massive W's for everybody. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links are in bio. Santana Speaks 24. If you guys want to send a donation, get a message across, or say congratulations for getting married. And please, 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 please take good care of my guy, Parker, who is here again, hanging out. Doesn't have to be here. He's here with us right now. So please make sure we're hitting his pay links, because guys, I haven't heard Parker say thank you in a while. And I'm starting to think you guys are forgetting about him for some reason. I don't know what that's about, but make sure we take care of him. And also, We have Brett who just joined the conversation. Hey Parker. So Brett Brett is my white friend. I tokenize him all the time. He actually uses mayonnaise as spice. So there's
This
that.
guy. Hey, why didn't you read out what I said?
Yeah, because nobody want to hear your jokes because you're not funny.
It's because I said, "Hey, Parker, check this and tell me if I'm wrong, man.
You're not
Does
funny.
Santana not got a big ass head?
No, I actually don't. I don't think that's true.
Boom.
Take off the hat. Take off the
Nope.
hat.
Nope. We're not
Yeah,
doing
that's
that.
what I thought.
Brett, do you want to add something to the conversation? You got something for Ken Fit?
Yeah, I'm just curious what his favorite flavor of Kool-Aid is because it sounded like he drinking that orange.
Ken Fit, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I guess you must have meant Brett's
No,
question.
I mean, it's. I mean, I'm not gonna humor him. Like,
Okay, that's
I'm,
all good. All right, now that you've had a moment to breathe, would you like to kind of land your plane for us?
it's the idea that again, you're saying that the dollar is going to be devalued. So again, if we're gonna talk about devaluing the dollar in a trade war, if we're talking about free trade and focusing on protecting American business, moving things into and moving things, whether it's free trade or not, moving them and distributing them around the world, lowering our dependency on China, whether it's 20% or not. The idea, discretionary spending, all of those things are going to happen. But the dollar devaluation that Parker had brought up is just not relevant. It's just not.
How is it not relevant?
Because again, if it's not significant, it's not relevant. It's not significant unless you're telling me it's going to be
So
significant. It's not
so
significant.
what do you mean by significant? What is a significant level for you?
A significant level would be an absolute dollar devaluation where you're not getting enough for your buck when
What
inflation
does that
is
mean?
the
What is
bottom
I don't know
line.
what percentage are you referencing?
Where's inflation at right now?
Oh, so you're going to say level of inflation. So if you're going to talk about
It's
level
one
of
thing.
inflation, if you want to talk about level of inflation, right, you would absolutely see, like I have an analysis I can send you specifically on that,
Right.
right, that indicates that the expected level of inflation within the first 2 years is multiple percentage points each year,
Yes.
right, caused just from the tariffs, right? And I'm talking just from like say a 10% universal tariff.
Right. Will that be offset?
Aaron, thank you so much for the
No,
$5, and
that's
Mayor,
the
thank you so much for
argument.
the $6, and Jessica, thank you for the $5. Well, offset by what?
If you're buying a product, is it going to offset by other things that are basically coming into play? Are we going to get better business? Are we going to free up dollars? Are people going to save more? That is basically the economic hill that people have voted on. They believe that they are going to have benefits regardless of tariffs, which lead to discretionary spending. I am not going to buy a stove with an import duty tax. Just not going to. My stove works just fine. I'm not going to buy a bigger TV. Just not going to, unless I can afford it and I really want one. And then I'm not thinking about a tariff. I'm just not.
Yeah, so you say you're not thinking about a tariff, you're not looking at the tariff, but then you understand that that's not going to help American consumers. It's actually going to negatively impact them because you're shifting the burden of taxes from people who are rich to people who are lower income.
If they're spending recklessly, yes.
What do you mean spending recklessly?
Discretionary spending is on products that are imported. Again, it doesn't usually come across in energy costs. It doesn't come across in things that are necessities, things that are manufactured at home.
Wait. So,
Staples, milk,
Kenfit.
chicken.
So basically, are you saying that people who make less only deserve to live off of the bare necessities and actually live their
Absolutely
life?
not. Absolutely not. Most people, would you say that most people live outside of their means?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean, I
that's
think
all it
there's a
is.
certain standard.
We're talking in a circle then, because some people live below their means, some people don't deserve to live, and some people live outside of their means. It's a circle. So, I mean, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that discretionary spending is, and the way I view it, the way you view it might be two different ways. That's all that is.
Okay. I don't see this conversation becoming
I don't either.
productive, to be honest
Yep.
with you.
It's
No.
fine.
Hey, to be fair, he said the most truest shit he said all day when he said, "I'm not saying nothing."
Yeah. No. Um. You guys got time for one more?
Yeah,
I
I can
like.
do one more.
Yeah. Let's see here. I don't even know if this person is here. Yep, no, I think we're good. All right, guys, listen, chat. Hey, I think that's not even necessarily a good place to end it, but it's a place, right? it's a spot. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here because I got stuff to do, right? But guys, massive. Can we get some massive W's in the chat for Parker? Parker came to hang out. Put some L's in the chat for Brett because Brett's not funny. So let's do all of that, right? And
Of course, I
I
appreciate
was
you.
hoping your last guest was gonna come up and talk some gun violence so I could school their ass, but
yeah, well,
they
they
always
don't
scared,
want
man.
no type of smoke.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah,
All
they
right.
don't.
Well, I appreciate
Anyway.
you. It was good seeing y'all. It was good seeing y'all,
Yeah,
everyone.
likewise. Appreciate you, Parker.
I appreciate it,
Guys,
Parker.
catch Parker
Good meeting you.
live. What are you going live
He's,
at?
this
5
account probably.
Okay. All right, guys,
All right,
check
what
out
time?
Parker. I
Like
appreciate
right
you.
now, probably. All
Now,
right. I'll see ya.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
do you wanna hop on and I'll do a co-host raid?
Oh,
So
you
at
can
least
do
compete?
that. Everyone will just come anyway. Don't worry. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Brett, anything for the people?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, congratulations. I see
Thank
that
you.
you married up and your spouse married down.
Listen,
But
I outkicked my coverage.
same. I'm saying same. I married up too. You know what I'm saying? That's how we have to do up in here, brother.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, for real, congratulations, brother. Text me. You need anything, dude.
Absolutely. I appreciate you.
Later, brother.
Yeah, guys, listen, I'm getting out of here. Of course, again, like I said, I am getting married this weekend. Management and I, Hawkey said the same. Management and I are getting married this weekend. So, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the pay links in the bio. If you want to say congratulations with a little something, we will take it, right? I have to take her out to dinner and apparently I have to like buy some shoes or something. So if anybody wants to pay for management shoes, then that's a thing. Anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody for being here. It was so much fun. I missed you all. Maybe if we can get back on at some point, then we'll get back on. But, we'll just go from there. Anyway, I love you guys. I thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And as always, peace.
Keep tapping that screen, keep sharing the live, it will help get it out to more people. We're gonna start grabbing some people up here in a second. Discord is going crazy. What is it going crazy for? Do you tap that screen? Do you share the live, everyone? It will help send it out to more people. What's up, Harry? How you doing? What's up, Dip? Yo, Jen. Thank you for the hand art. Thank you so much, Jen. Push it out to my For You page. Nice, nice. Hopefully it keeps doing that. All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump.
Hello?
What's up? How old are you?
39.
Did you vote Trump?
Yeah,
Why so?
because he's going to make us a lot of money.
Why so?
I don't know. He made us I'm sorry. He made us a lot of money during 2020, and I was thinking maybe he's going to make us more money now.
Okay, how did he make you money?
All of the big elites started dumping their money in the stock market, manipulating COVID money. All the manipulations occur when he's in office, which benefits everybody.
It benefits everybody.
Yeah, because economically it does good because it
So
seems
then
like
why are the stock markets at all-time highs under the Biden-Harris administration?
Were they?
Yes.
But what about economically with trading and everything that we do
Yep,
on a day-to-day
all
basis?
at their highs. Real GDP highest it's ever been for slow crime. That's accounting for inflation.
But who was that benefiting? That wasn't benefiting us.
Well, real median wages are higher now than they were quarter four 2019.
Median wages? What are we talking about? Blue collar, just regular salaries?
Yeah, we're talking median wages, the middle wage.
Yeah. What about them?
Yeah, again, they were specifically, again, higher right now than quarter four 2019.
Yeah, but that's on paper. But how come I don't see it here in society in real life?
Yeah, that would just be hyper specific to you. Again, for most people, that wouldn't be true. What I'm saying is true.
So how come this is like nothing is valuable anymore? Everything is worthless in society when it comes to products.
That,
You
that
know,
was a
everything.
dumb thing to say. You can't say nothing is valuable.
What do you mean? Everything is below cost. Nothing is profitable. Nobody can make money. And then the things that are
Why is
extremely
real GDP
expensive.
higher now?
I'm sorry.
Why is real GDP higher now?
GDP? Well, maybe because there's no product.
That made no sense.
Why?
Okay, are you trolling?
No, I'm not trolling. I swear.
That was a really dumb point. Like insofar as that it like sounds like you're trolling.
No, I'm
Hmm.
on here to troll. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I just think that everything is. You there?
You tell me what
I
GDP
think
is?
gross domestic something.
What's the last word? Starts with a P.
I just gross domestic. I don't know. Remind me.
Product.
Product. Yeah, that's right. Product. See, it was there. No, seriously. I know it's product. I just lost it. Why
No,
would I
but
know
what were
gross
you just
domestic?
saying?
If I didn't
What
know
were you
product?
just saying?
Well, no. It's because I just think that there's not enough. There's too much product. Did I say there's not enough product? I don't think there's enough product, and I think there's too much product, and it's not valuable. There's no demand in the market. That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
no, it's
to you.
more valuable.
How?
There's a higher real GDP.
Okay, I'm sorry, but do you see the way that people are making money these days, or are you assuming that people are doing well?
Again, are you listening? Like, obviously, I think that there are issues that exist in terms of the economy in this country, but they also pre-existed, like under Trump's administration, right? They existed prior under Trump. So I don't know why you're arguing that, like, oh, problems just started happening in the United States. People already needed help with medical debt. People already need help with their health care. They already need help with childcare. They already need help with housing. That's been a crisis in this country for a while. To act like the crisis just began is insane. And now it just began for some people, right? But that doesn't mean that it didn't pre-exist in the country prior to that point.
Right. My point is people actually spending money. All right. So Trump isn't even in office yet.
There's more economic transactions now than there was under Trump.
In what? For the poor? Not for us.
For everyone overall.
Look, if you want to talk in all seriousness,
like you're just completely devoid of reality.
No, I do think that Trump's a piece of shit in every way that you see him in.
And yet you voted for him.
Well, only for that respect of making money, because instead of losing my house because I want to be a good human being, I lose everything. I mean, that's not fair for people like me, for many people like me. I get it. This guy's a perv. He's everything you say is. I actually like your channel. I'm not here to make fun of you or anything.
The economy is worse off. It's worse off for you.
He doesn't look like much.
If with Trump, you understand that, right? It's
Well,
not better off because of Trump. It's worse off because of Trump.
I'd rather talk to you in 1 year if it's worse off because he has not even come into office.
I promise you in a year, it's going to be bad, right? If Trump gets his economic policies passed, like there's going to be higher gas prices, higher grocery prices. If mass deportation goes through, you're going to see the economy shrink.
Yeah. And you think that the Democrats are going to do better than him, or are you saying they're equally going to keep the...
Democrats are definitely going to do better than Trump. What? Not even close. Are you like that's? I feel like it's insane to say that they would be doing this.
So you believe that the Democrats are beneficial in all aspects of economy and personal...
comparative to Democrats or comparative to Republicans? I mean, yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Why all of a sudden the stock market's booming and all of this stuff is happening?
Under the Biden-Harris administration?
As soon as Trump was announced...
Can you fix the background noise, by the way?
Oh, 1 second. 1 second.
Keep tapping that screen, everyone. Let's get to 100,000 likes. Share the live as well, and it will help get out to more people.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. So as soon as Trump came into office, as soon as he won, the stock market just blew up. I mean, I feel like that's planned. Like
it was already at all-time highs.
Okay, so crypto's at $100,000 right now for Bitcoin, right?
You're just talking about Bitcoin. That's it. That's all you have to say. It's
well, where's the money going? Who's controlling the money? It's the people that are supporting Trump. It's the people that need Trump.
Are you arguing prices going up is now good?
For crypto?
Oh, so now inflation's good.
Inflation in crypto is good or bad? First of all, crypto is good if it goes up, right? But all the inflation is bad when it comes to real life utility, things that we actually need, our electricity, our food, things of that nature that we're being gouged on in every
Yeah. So
every day.
did you know that it's gonna be more expensive under Trump?
So our gasoline, our food, everything is going to go up during
Yep.
Trump.
Yep.
But
That's how tariffs work.
But of course, tariffs with China and everything. But even then, I think that they're trying to sway over everybody purchasing from Vietnam and things of that nature. But I also don't. I think that we are early to say that Trump is not helping with that, right? I just don't think it's in his hands, but I think the policies are in his hands to benefit the big money that we need to enter. We need money to circulate. We need that. We don't need money to continue to trickle up when we have nothing. What are you concerned about? Are you concerned about the people that are just like me and you? What's the concern, right? I don't see many people enjoying their lives right now. I don't care about Trump and in essence outside of that.
Yeah, so again, I care specifically about the average worker. I care about the average individual. I care about most people in this country. I don't care about just people like giving people who are fucking billionaires extra tax cuts. Right? Like I care about working families having food on the table, right? Having health care, having access to a house, right? All of those things.
Why do
Right?
I feel like if they're not getting what they want, we don't get anything? We don't even get the crumbs.
What do you talk? What do you know? Because you've been taught a fucking lie. Because you've been taught a fucking lie, right? You don't understand trickle down economics. There's no fucking evidence it's ever worked for standards. We've actually seen them utilize it for stock fucking buybacks, right? They don't actually like benefit working people. They don't increase wages, right? On the macro scale, it barely adds anything to the economy, and it's just used for stock buybacks.
Right. So there's a lot of the billionaires continue to make money. I just feel like the poor people continue to be at the mercy of those people just to collect.
And you think Republicans are looking out more for poor people in this country?
No. I think by default. No. I'm not. Come on. I like your channel. I'm going to say that again. No, I just think by default we end up having the opportunity to get whatever crumbs are left on the table when it comes to the money coming back in the market, so they can screw us over again. It's like cycles. That's just how I see it. Am I completely wrong? That's not how these cycles work? When money wants to enter the market, it's from these billionaires. When it wants to leave, it's from.
It's not just from billionaires. Do you understand that there would only be an incentive for there to be production if it is the case that we had demand? Brandon, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So you understand people have to be doing well in society for even people who are rich to like get that money, because there is a natural trickle up within the economy. There's a natural trickle up, but there's not a natural trickle down because there's no fucking incentive for them to do that.
Right. So we're on the same page that we get whatever crumbs by default, like, or I go get a job at the mercy of a corporation and just suck for the rest of my life until somebody says, hey, I don't want you to work for me anymore. Goodbye. I mean, they don't even look at what the rest of the world is going through. They don't look at what people are going through mentally and things of that nature. A lot of people are suffering. But what are we talking about? We just need more money to be here. Everybody wants to talk about our rights. Okay, give me all the rights in the world and I don't have money to move around. Well, what the fuck is my rights good for?
Yeah, so you don't care about rights?
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. Give me all the rights in the world, but like you don't have any money to even live. What are my rights good for if I can't even get out of the house? If that's how life has become for people.
I'm sorry. I don't think you understand what you're saying at all. Like, to be
No,
totally
I do.
frank
You
with
understand what I'm saying?
The reason why I think that is because you think for some reason, right, that there's going to be like less money under like a Democrat administration.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't seen it for 4 years, Parker.
What tells you that?
Personally, like life has sucked for 4 years, not other people's lives that I've seen my life. But then I started asking around, hey, how's your life? Well, they're like, this is the worst I've ever seen in my business.
Okay. So again, how do you know that was caused by the Biden-Harris administration?
Well, like just say that 2020 I was doing good, 2021 I was doing good. Then when we started to go into 2022 and 2023, life started to get really, really difficult.
Yeah, no, I want to hear like what did they do that you dislike?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, so that's the issue. That's the issue, is that you can't identify what they did. You're just doing a correlation causation fallacy.
Right, who was in control at the time I started to suck? That's what I'm.
That doesn't mean it's their fault. Just because it happened under the administration does not mean it's their fault.
All right. Well,
So again, what's called the correlation causation fallacy. Michelle, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Brandon, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
okay, actually, I didn't come on here to troll. I love your stuff. I watch your videos, and I root for you on 99% of everything you say. I just feel like, on my personal behalf, is that I don't want to continue suffering financially because of whatever administration.
I promise you will not suffer financially more because of the Biden-Harris administration. You would suffer financially more from a Trump administration.
I appreciate that. I'm going to look into more stuff, but
Okay. I appreciate you coming on.
you're awesome, man. Seriously.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Have a great day. All right.
You too.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna hit a quick restart. I'll be right back. Everyone. Give me we have 1 hour left on the live. I'm just gonna do a quick restart. I'll be right back.